No, way too high.
Way high.
Yeah, I don't know why it's so high. I didn't put it up that high.
I don't know.
Yeah, that seems pretty decent. I think maybe a little bit lower.
Tell them I'm here. Tell them I'm here. Tell them I'm
I
here.
don't need to tell them that you're here.
Why?
You need to be quiet. You're supposed to be sitting there being quiet.
Okay.
Because you said you wanted to be down here, so you got to be down here, but you got to be quiet while you're down here, okay?
Okay.
You can't be yelling and
Tell me
screaming.
when you're done, okay?
I will. Alright, well, we're going to get a little itty bitty warm up in. And then we'll move on to the actual lifts. Alright, we're warm.
That's loud.
Well, it's because it's loud.
Okay.
That's why it's loud.
No, I like that hammer.
Yeah.
That's cool. I'm gonna be a builder and a gamer. But I'm gonna need. Can you drive me to my grandma
Maybe.
when I'm a grown up?
Are you gonna talk the whole time? I don't care if you talk, but you were supposed to be quiet because you needed to calm down here. How's it going, everyone? Oh my goodness. Everybody talked at the same time. Welcome, Leandro, Bra, MB Huo, having fun with Kelly, and Oni-chan. Welcome. We're gonna do our first set. We did go up in weight, so this is 35 instead of 30. 50% on my 1 rep max. Oh, what the heck happened there? I did not want to delete that. I'm sorry. I don't know whose that was. My phone decided to delete it. But I didn't mean to delete it. So if you wanted to message that again, you can. Also, chat, the chat rules, talking about sexual stuff or being mean or anything that's derogatory. We're going to go ahead and do a pronation lift over the back of the hand, wrap it around, back over just before the first knuckle, high pronation, and hold for 35 seconds each arm. Alright. Left hand. And after I do my lifts, I will read chat again. What's today's program? Isometrics. Working on our myofibrillar myofibrillar Hypertrophy.
Dada.
Hard word to say sometimes. Pronation, rise, and supinated side pressure.
I was clapping because I
35
I
seconds.
was telling you I liked it.
Cool. Someone messaged something. Welcome to the stream, Zach Smith and Nino's Edits. We're going to be doing our next set here in a few seconds. Just giving ourselves a few seconds of rest in between sets.
You're doing good.
Thank you, baby.
And that screwdriver is very dangerous. Screwdriver.
What screwdriver?
The one in your toolbox.
Oh,
With a black handle.
it's not. It's just a screwdriver. It's not dangerous.
Screwdrivers are dangerous.
All right, same thing. We're doing 3 sets. So, you do any radials at all? Are you talking about radial deviation? If you're talking about radial deviation, I will be doing that today. How's it going, Andrew Goldberg? All right, let's get this set in. Yeah, I do radial deviation. That's what rise is, and it's what arm wrestlers call it. But yeah, that's one of the things I'll be doing. That'll be the last exercise I do.
There was a fishing rod. Yours fishing rod.
My hair routine, I just wake up like this. All right, next set. I'll read chat after the set, so it's 35 seconds each arm. And this exercise actively tries to turn your hand palm up. So it's a curl mixed with kind of a torque, twist, pronation, whatever pronation move. Helps a lot in arm wrestling.
Doing good.
All right, go sit down, please.
I don't want to stand up.
I know, I don't want you to end up getting your feet smashed, though. So go sit down, please. Or you have to go upstairs.
Stand right there.
No.
Okay.
You have to sit in your seat or you have to go upstairs.
I just.
Alright. How's it going? Orca, Bendy. Does she have up to say? I'm good, Andrew. Yeah, I'm a dad. Let her try to lift it. Yeah, she's not gonna be able to lift that. She does like 5 pounds. And that's it.
That's it?
Yep.
That's it?
Yep, but next month we're gonna be doing our new PR day and hopefully gain as much, strength as we did last month. So we put on about 10 pounds onto each of our lifts.
Yep.
For
Can I get off now?
yeah, you can go upstairs, that's fine.
No.
You cannot run around down here.
I'm not gonna run around. Yeah, is that it though?
What?
That stuff?
I got one more set of this and then I gotta do 2 more exercises with the other stack I have.
Stack right here. They're gonna take forever.
She just kind of has fun. She doesn't really train yet.
You mean me?
Yeah, you don't really train for arm wrestling yet. You do arm wrestle a little bit though.
I do. Doesn't my arm wrestle a little?
Yeah. All right, let's do the last set of our pronation.
Wonder way how I'm gonna go up if we could wait Tindo. I won't mind.
Hello everybody that's just joining now. Welcome to the stream. We're doing our pronation lift. Getting it going. All right. Do you do any heavy lift exercise like bicep curls or hammer curls? If yes, how heavy do you do? Technically this is kind of like a bicep curl or hammer curl or whatever. It's just uses your pronation too. And my 1 rep max on this is 74 pounds. So I'm not doing 74 pounds every day, obviously. I start off like 40%, go up to 70% with isometrics. At the end of the month, I'll be at 70%. Right now I'm at 50%. And then after that, I will go ahead and do my 1 rep max, reevaluate where I'm at, and then I start my new month on my new training regimen. So that's kind of how my blocks work. And I'm not doing, go upstairs, you're not coming back down here.
No, I was just getting my shoes.
Okay, get your shoes off.
No, getting my
I'm not
shoes.
doing like for mass. I'm not building for mass. I'm building to make my muscles more dense and strong and lean. Take your shoes off, put them on there, and go upstairs.
No, I was putting my shoes on.
Okay, are you gonna sit and be good now?
Yes.
Yes? Okay, then you can sit down here. I don't want you running around because I'm working with heavy weights. And it's dangerous for you to be just running around like crazy.
Don't run around.
Right now, so with isometrics, the reason it works so well for arm wrestling is because it's really good for your tendons and then your myofibrillar hypertrophy, which is what I'm going for because I'm trying to densify my muscles. Andrew, I'm gonna put you in timeout. They're not allowed to advertise stuff or talk about that kind of stuff on my channel, so you can feel free to stay around, but don't say stuff like that. And the best thing that it's good for is just overall strength. It does help with explosiveness for arm wrestling because arm wrestling is like, you hold static position and then pin. Like, I'm not really moving my arms, I'm just shifting my weight and then my strength to keep my arm from going like this in a static position or keep my arm from going like this in a static position determines pretty much if I win or not. So that's why isometrics, in my opinion, are the best thing you can do in arm wrestling. But yeah, I'm going to be explosive. And, I may not stick to just doing a lot of isometrics right now, but I do my 1 rep max day once a month to kind of see where my strength is sitting. So far, I've been gaining about 10 pounds every month on most of my lifts, at least 6 pounds. So I'd say that's pretty decent. If you do that in 12, that's 120 pounds in a year. I don't think I'm going to hit 10 pounds every single month, but that'd be a nice thing to get. Allie, you're not sitting. You're going to get one more chance. And then you're going upstairs, okay? Because I'm not having you being crazy down here. That was the rule. All right, this is our supinated side pressure. So it's similar to the pronation, but you wrap it on the inside of your palm. Go upstairs. Go upstairs. Go upstairs. She's down here with me. Go upstairs. Okay, all three of you up. Go.
Me?
Go. Yep.
Oh.
Because I can't have you down here. Because I said so. Go. Or you're going to be in trouble. I love you, but you got to go upstairs when I tell you. You can't be not listening the whole time. This is supinated side pressure. So inside the palm, wrap it around. And then I like to kind of stack up the strap a little bit, just so it's in more of one area. And then I put my shoulder down on the side of my leg, and then we turn, and this is inside rotation. Any upcoming matches? I don't have any planned right now. Mainly because I just don't have a lot of time at this part of the year. Towards the end of the year, I plan on going to some tournaments and competing in the pro class. Since I'm coming back into arm wrestling, I haven't arm wrestled in a few, like professionally in a few years at any pro tournaments or anything. But I'm coming back in. I'm coming in at a lighter weight class, so I should do pretty good because I'm pretty sure I'm pretty strong compared to a lot of the guys in my weight class. So we'll kind of see how that goes and play it from there. But next year is when I'm really gonna be hitting matches and super matches and stuff. I tried getting a match for this upcoming event. I think it's called Dog Wars or something. It's a super match series my buddy Kevin Palco runs. And they didn't have any more slots available, so I wasn't able to get into that super match event. But I might be able to get in the next one, so we'll kind of see how that goes. That one is all pretty much LCL supination. That's pretty much what that whole move is. So it just trains being able to do this. While that pronation curl trains being able to do that. Oh yeah. Gotta get big elbows. And that's the biggest reason why I do the isometrics is arm wrestling is a tendon, and ligament sport. If you got really strong tendons and, that pressure to just be unwavering as far as giving things up, you can't really lose. So I'm kind of calling it, like the slow cooker champion exercise or workout plan. So we'll see how it goes year to year. I should, in theory, get better every single year. So we'll kind of see how I am in, 5 years of doing this. And, if in 5 years I'm world level or number one in the weight class, then we'll see. I'm doing good. There's a lot of people being very bad today on the stream. But that's okay, I guess. I saw Uncle Todd saying JM press is good for making your tendons stronger. He does JM presses too for recovery. He does. Because he uses JM presses to get rid of the inner elbow pain. Which is really good. And he does a lot of the all of his lifts are basically side pressure, like the stuff that he was doing for Arachley, where he had the, he's holding on to the multi spinner or whatever, and it was on the pronation, so it was trying to turn his hand over, but it was also pronation, and then he was just, going sideways with it. That's a really good exercise for side pressure. All right. But yeah, Todd Hutchings is a phenomenal person to look at for side pressure training. And he also does isometrics. He does, so. That's someone you can definitely look to. I'm pretty sure I'm the only one that does this type of isometrics, though. And there's a lot of science behind it. I'm not going to get into it here. I am going to be making a very detailed video on why and how this works for arm wrestling. And if you're interested in that, then consider becoming a member, because it's going to be for members only, because I obviously don't want everybody to know about this right now, especially while I'm a little teeny tiny creator. So if you want to get in on it before everyone else, then go ahead and become a member. It's 99 cents a month, so not too bad. Please don't talk like that. We don't, no offensive language or anything like that. All right, let's get into our next lift, and then I'll read chat after my lifts. I know. People are being really weird today. I've had a lot of them that you haven't even seen that I've banned because they're just consistently being weird. So, all right, I'm going to get this lift in, and then if anyone else is weird, you're going to get banned. But let's get this supination side pressure lift in. Whew. How's it going, everyone? Welcome, Chase, Stacy, and Hayden. Whew. And I've been trying to figure out why, when I do that, my arm shakes. Because it's not that it's heavy. I think it's because I don't use any bicep at all when I'm doing that lift. So I think my bicep just doesn't know how to, or my back pressure, whatever. Elbow flexion muscles don't know how to react because they're assistant muscles. So I think they just kind of fire randomly. So that's my assessment of that. But welcome to the stream, everybody. Previously, when I asked you, you said you used to be professional back then. Were you at a better level than you are currently? No, I wasn't. I was worse. I competed in 2020, and I got second right arm and fourth left arm. I did in the state for the 198-pound weight class. So I was okay. I wasn't very good, though. I wouldn't consider myself good. and my lifts were nowhere near where I'm lifting now. Like I could barely do 50 pounds, like curl, any curl, and now I'm doing a pronation curl for 74 pounds, and then I have my riser curl is 60 something pounds. I don't remember quite off the top of my head. I could look if I had my phone, but I'm using my phone, so. But welcome everybody to the stream. Solely Boy. It's hard to read. I don't have good eyesight. Yeah, but I plan on being, I want to be top 10 by the end of next year. Probably top 5 by the end of next year in 176, I think it's 176 pound weight class in Ohio. 170, 180 pound weight class, whatever you want to call it. That area around 180 pounds, I want to be top 5 in Ohio. So I think I'm going to be able to get there. And then maybe I'll be able to get number 1 spot in a couple years or in a year. National, I never competed in any national competitions. I competed in Wisconsin, and I've competed in Ohio a couple times in 2020. And then I had a super match. And that was pretty much it. That was. But this year I plan on doing probably 1 or 2 tournaments if I can. Next year I'm going to do every single tournament that I possibly can. And hopefully become noticed. And then I'll get on a pay-per-view or something eventually. Are you really into arm wrestling, Ninos? Or are you just interested in finding out more about it? Like, are you already, a fan or whatever you want to call it? I know you knew who Todd Hutchings was, so I'm assuming that you are into arm wrestling. Gotta go the other way. But yeah, I would love to be number 1 in the country at that weight class. That would be phenomenal in 5 years. That's probably doable. Be nationally ranked, internationally ranked. That's the goal. Hopefully before then my YouTube kicks off enough to where I can just do this full time, and then I can add on more workouts, because right now I just don't have time to do as much exercises as I'd want to. Oh, that's cool. And only 15. Well, you're getting into a young, which is really good. That's really, really good. Yeah, but isometrics are a really good way to build strength without gaining weight. So if you're in a certain weight class and you want to stay in that weight class, you really won't gain weight while gaining strength doing this, because it makes your muscles, pretty much it increases the quality of the muscles you already have. It doesn't give you more, if that makes sense. All right. Let's do our last set on the left arm, and then we're going to go on to our radial deviation riser. That's good. Yeah, I used to compete. I don't know what 80 kilograms is, but I think it's probably around like the 190, 198, I would assume. That used to be the weight class I was in, and I just not eat for a day. Well, not drink water for a day because I was 210, and then I'd compete in that weight class. But I always felt like fat because I really wasn't meant to be in that weight class. So I'd stop competing in that one, cut down to where I'm at. I'm about 180, walking around weight pretty much all the time. And now I don't really have to worry about cutting, and I feel stronger all the time, and I feel better. All right, we're gonna do a riser lift, and then that's it for our workout. So I do the same wrap as my pronation for the most part, except when I put it on the front, I put it right over that front knuckle instead of on the side of my hand. So it is riser. It's pulling my wrist down. And the goal is just not let my riser drop. Who is doing this? Well, Charlie Porter, you obviously don't know anything about nothing because I'm not fat. But have a good time, I guess. I'm pretty lean. You know, lean enough where I want to be. I don't want to be super duper lean. Because if you're too lean, you lose strength. So I want to be lean enough to where I feel healthy, but fat enough to where I still have my strength. And that's why you get banned, because you don't need to be mean to anybody. Oh yeah, getting too lean is, it's also just not fun. You feel like garbage. And we're not bodybuilders, you know, we're strength athletes. And that there is actual evidence, you know, if you do have fat on you, it marbles through your muscles. And what that does is it changes the direction that your muscles contract in a beneficial way. So it makes your muscles contract with more leverage. So you actually get more torque out of your muscles than otherwise. So it is beneficial to have a little bit of fat on you. That's why you don't see really any strongman. You know, are they super lean? Not really. Any of the good ones, they all got, you know, at least 30% fat on them. I'm not saying that you need to have 30% fat, but I wouldn't go under 20. You know, 15, 20, that's where I would try to at least stay at. I wouldn't go under that. Unless you're like, you feel healthy under that, but I don't. If I get under 15, I feel horrible. I do. Oh, I'm just glad I'm not sick anymore. I was sick the last 2 days. Just my gut was all messed up. I just didn't feel good. I just don't care really what people say. You know, if they're being mean, you know, then I just boot them. No real big deal, and getting up. Why let somebody else ruin your day? You know, you're giving somebody power over how you feel when you don't even know them, and it really just shouldn't bother you because that's what they're trying to do. They're just trying to get a reaction out of you so that they can laugh or do something. I don't know, but I just ban them, let them move on with their day, try to mess with somebody else, I guess. I'm almost done.
Okay.
I've got just like one more left.
Okay, because dinner's almost done. I cooked it for we're not eating.
I know. We're gonna rush these last 2 sets since the wife needs me. Yeah, you just need to work on not really caring what people say. Unfortunately, that's the problem with a lot of people nowadays is they get too emotionally invested in things, and if it's not important to my life, then I don't really care.
I know, Freya. Thank you for bringing it over there.
No problem. I do everything. I like to be well-rounded. So like this set is more geared towards top roll, but my next month will be geared more towards hook. And then both of them also have some aspect of like internal rotation for pressing, hooking, more of an inside top roll kind of deal. So I like to be well-rounded and be able to go wherever I need to go. I started off as a flop wrist presser. That was my favorite move. And then I realized that does not feel very good. I can still flop wrist press pretty good, but I prefer to only use it when I absolutely have to. We're going to just do our next set right away. I have to go. Keep up the good work, bro. Stay strong. Good night. See you next time. See you next time. And Tino's. I thought it was Nino's, but now there's a T. But I'll see you next time, man. And have a good night. Get some rest. And good luck on your match. If I don't see you before then. Whew. Alright. Well, that's it for this exercise. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. You guys have a good rest of your day. I love you. Stay strong. Get it done. And bye-bye.